Good afternoon, folks. I had this image of something I wanted to create in my head. I've had it for about a week. I've tried a few attempts and filmed them, and every time I've done it, I've stuffed up the filming. So here goes. I think I'm up to my fifth attempt. What I want is to place some crushed coloured glass in one of these little moulds, but have it just on the edge or the corner, and then fill the rest up with the Solidcrete, the resin eco powder, and then I'll cover the final in UV resin for a pretty cool look. I'm hoping. I will show you the attempts so far after I've done this. This is how I think it works the best. I grab a little pot. I put a tiny bit of UV resin in my little pot, and using a paddle pop stick, I put the resin in here and give it a stir around to coat it. I have tried quite a few different methods with this, and I'll show you them in a minute while I cure this. So there is not much actual clear UV resin left there. It's mainly stuck on the crushed glass. That's what I'm after. I have spilt this everywhere twice today, so I'm trying to be careful with it. And yes, the moulds have got resin on them because I've been using them constantly for other stuff. So this is what I found works for me. I don't want a flat line of it. I want the glass to peek through, but I want it pure white on the back, if that makes sense. And then I've got the opposite shape, same shape on the opposite mould here. I think it's going to be too much. Way too much, way too much. That's okay. I'll just scoop and fling. I keep patting it down because I want it sort of to lay flat. I want no sharp edges because it is crushed glass. Similar shape to that. Let's lay them side by side because I can see what I'm doing. Okay, this one needs more, or that one needs less. Let's take a bit more out of there. And bring it back down a bit. Come on. This stuff does cut, by the way. I was picking some up. I told you I dropped it all over the place. I was picking some up, and the next thing I know, I've got a little tiny drop of blood. Should be having gloves on. I'm waiting on my order. Wait on a lot of orders, don't I? It's because I use everything, so it's my stress relief. And let's put a bit in a circle one. A nice little key ring. We'll do something with it. Actually, let's push it to the top. This one, because we can. Noisy fish tank today. I've turned the fan off even though it's cooler. I like the fan. I like air blowing over me while I'm using resin and stuff. But I've turned it off for the moment. And you may be able to hear the fish tanks bubbling away. Or one big fish tank. Probably hear that one. Yep, it's in my room too. Okay, so push most of it at the top, try and lay it flat by tamping it down, and then I want a little bit at the bottom. Get up the top there. Okie dokie. Now I want so I don't tempt fate. I'm going to close that. Grab out my UV light. Oops, dropped me plug. Plug her in. Oops, let's use this one. Right, and we're just going to leave that over there while I show you what I've already done this week. Prior to this week, I hadn't made these before. Okay, some of these are almost finished, some of them are not. So the first one I did, I just dumped it in. So this has got UV over the top, but it's got sharp bits everywhere. So I've added more UV resin and it's sort of given it like a lumpy look. Not the look I wanted. So the next one I did, I poured in clear resin, added the glass, crystal bits, and then dumped the UV resin over the top and tried to seal the whole lot and let the eco resin cure. It kind of went funny. It is nice and shiny on the front, but the back went funny. I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay, so I wasn't happy with that. Which one? So that again is the same thing. I poured a little bit of UV resin, put the glass shards, and then added the powdered resin over the top, and then started sealing that while that was curing. And again, I got the same reaction. Too much heat, I reckon. It's sort of almost bubbled, the eco resin. I have sealed that one to see if I could tolerate it, but it's a no. This one I sanded. This one I sanded to try and smooth it, and then bits broke off where the glass was too close to the edge. That one I had just dropped it straight into the powdered resin. So basically, same story over and over again. This one is not sealed, to show you what I mean. Not enough glass showing through. That one, the bits keep dropping off. So I've got the idea in my head, but I just can't get it right. Again, that one's all bubbled. That one's not too bad, but not enough glass. Hang on, Bella. Take you out in a minute. That one is sharp. I can't wear that, and I wouldn't expect anyone else to wear that. And that one, it started coming off. I tried to coat it in UV and bits chunked out. So I'm hoping this way of putting small amounts of UV resin in here, mixing the crystals in, pouring them in, setting them first, and then adding the UV resin will be the winner. I'm going to stop this video, turn the light underneath, and do another 5 minutes from underneath. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. Ouch! I have done the 5 minutes on both sides, the top and underneath, on this UV resin crushed glass. And now we're going to make up a smallish batch of our Solidcrete resin powder from Solid Solutions, which we get here in Australia. and I really do like it. Excuse the noise for a second. I'm just going to unwrap this. Because I'm going to put any excess resin I've got into a couple of these. Grab me a paddle pop stick and my tank water. That's probably too much. Okay, let's see how we go. My barley cooking our chicken. He was just chased by the next door neighbour. This dog. Okay, let's see how we go with this. Now this is really thick. I've done that on purpose. Because I kind of almost want to dome this with the resin. I've overdone that one, but I can clean that up in a second. That one looks better. Hear my kid yammering away to his mates online in the background. Sorry about that. I usually do try and film these when it's reasonably quiet in the background, but not today. It's wet and rainy outside. Had showers all day and had to go out and do some stuff and things. Okay, and let's do a couple of letters and see how it comes out. Now, these are the shape. It's an alphabet mould, but the shape of the letters aren't what I was looking for, but we'll give this a go and see how it comes out. The last full alphabet mould I had was not, the top of the mould was not the top of the finished product, so you had to layer it backwards. That makes any sort of sense. And let's do a J, a little bit of a J. No, don't have enough for a J. Let's do a couple of these guys. Always find things to do with these guys. I'll do up a whole heap and do a video on So I will stop this video again and come back in half an hour when they've set, and I will show you what they look like as I mould them, and then I will do a UV resin domage over the crushed glass more than likely. Come on, a little bit more. Usually I make heaps too much. Today, pretty spot on. Okay, so these are the ones that I've poured UV resin, then add the crushed glass. I do like that, but for some reason it just doesn't work with the UV resin. These guys, I've poured the crushed glass in first, then added the Resincrete over the top. That one I sanded, you can tell it's a lot different than the other one. And this one I have mixed some UV and the crystals in a little cup and then put them in and flatten them, and I'm hoping that's the key. But we'll see in half an hour. I'll see you all then. Bye. Alrighty, so it has been half an hour. Get my coffee out the way. So let's pull these guys out. So remember, that's the one with poured UV resin, sprinkle, and then the Solidcrete on top. This one was pour the glass and then pour the resin-crete over the top. So this one I have in a separate container. Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm looking for. A bit of trimming. That looks pretty good. Okay, so this one I have cured the UV resin. Smooth on top. That's the way I want it. Again, have to trim. Put it in my trim pile. I'm going to put a coat over the top of this. Trim it. Put a coat over the top. You see that? Hopefully. Now that one will be a pendant. I think that one might be earrings. Let's pull the other one out and have a look. Oh, see? You see that? So it doesn't actually want to stick to the resin-crete. And that's the problem I was having on these guys. It like bubbled and moved. Okay, I'm still going to try and clean them up a bit. Just sand the sides. And I'll coat the whole thing and see how it comes out. Maybe I haven't found a solution yet. But see, I like that one. That one looks good. And if I seal the whole lot, it shouldn't matter if the resin-crete, Solidcrete is not sticking to the UV resin if I've sealed the whole lot. So let's do that. And these guys are just the excess. Okay, let's do that. I don't know if you want to see me do this again. Actually, I've got to file it first. So I might pause it. I'm literally just going to use a bit of sandpaper until it feels smooth. Trying not to separate the UV resin from the Solidcrete, or eco resin, or powdered resin, whatever you want to call it, whatever your brand that you can get your little mitts on is, because I believe most of it works the same. Hopefully I'm on film here, on camera, not off the side. Okay, that one will work. So what will I do with all the ones that didn't, see, it's separating, can you see that? See how it's coming off? I gotta hold it carefully. What will I do with all these bits? I will probably throw it in, come on, stay there, in a mould, such as, what have I got it here? I'll do the mould. I have a big, I can't come up with the thing. I have this, it's what it makes, and instead of wasting UV resin, I throw all my rejected bits in. But I can't find what I've done with the mould at the moment. I've put it away somewhere. So that's what I will do with all the, scrape out the bowl and all of these guys, because I may pick one or two that I'll keep. I'll put a bezel, not a bezel, put a little jewelry finding on it to turn it into something, and someone may want it, but these ones like that are falling apart will just go straight in the scrap. These guys here that where the UV and the eco resin haven't attached to each other, will go on the scrap. Oops. So that's what I usually do with my rejects. Okay, so I've sanded those two. Oh, one came out pretty nice, I gotta say. Right, they're all done now, I think. Yep. Alright, so you don't need to see me put the UV resin on. I'm going to do the front first, flip them over, do the backs, and then I'm going to do the sides. The way I do the sides is I just put a little bit of UV resin on a toothpick, and then I have a container, I can reach it. I didn't put the lid on properly. Of rice, and what I will do is literally sand them in like that, put a little bit of UV resin on the top, and then I can put my UV resin over the top and it's ready to go. Okay guys, I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Maybe someone does want to see how I do this. It literally doesn't matter if I end up with UV resin in the hole, because I will drill it out later. And I literally, so the front I don't really want it dome so much as sealed. You've all seen now how UV resin does not want to stick to the Solidcrete. So this is more to seal and keep it all together than doming. So I always do the front first. A lot of people I know do the back first, but I like doing the front because if I don't love it from the front, I don't finish it, it goes in my scrap pile. And the fact that this Resin-crete is so cheap is the reason why I can do that. Right, I will be back. Okay folks, final peek at these pieces. Am I happy with them? Yeah, I am actually. I think they came out okay. So that will be my secret if I decide to make 100 of these or some resin, will be to put my glass in a little bit of UV resin, pour that straight in the mold, knock it flat and set it, and then add in the Resin-crete. I have sealed these guys, haven't put any findings on them yet because I've got to go up and finish cooking dinner. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that compared to that or any of these really. Yep. Alright guys, I'm going to see you all later. Next video, maybe something different, maybe not Resin-crete, Solidcrete, eco resin, powdered resin, might be something else. But I'll see you all soon. Bye.